This is a tutorial on how to access the Adobe Creative Cloud through the Virtual Open Access Lab. I'm doing this on a Mac, and then I'll also do one for how to connect through the web browser. So for Mac, you'll click on this little tutorial here. It says installation of the Horizon client. What they're referring to is that what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking our computer, right? And we're going to make a remote connection into a computer in this virtual lab on campus. And so what we need is we need software that makes that connection. So you'll come over here and you'll click on this and you'll hit download VMware Horizon client, okay? And what it will do is it'll say, hey, you have a Mac. You should download this version. So you download it, and you can see I already had a version of it. And you open it. You hit agree. It'll start opening it. I've already installed it, but like this is how it works. What I did was I just took this and you drop it into the application folders. Well, here I'll show you. We'll just do it again. It doesn't matter. It says I already have it. I'm just gonna hit replace. You wouldn't do that. It would just start installing it like it's doing right now. And then all you're gonna do is you'll go to applications. You'll scroll down. There's gonna be your VM Horizon client. You'll click on it. Now I've already connected, so it may have remembered that, it may not. We'll see. So it says, is an app downloaded from the internet? Are you sure you want to open it? I'm going to hit open. Okay. It says there's a new version available. Download, install. I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. Whoops. Oh, whoops. This authorized purpose, authorized users, use may result in administrative disciplinary. Okay. So what they're just saying here is that this is, you know, you're VPing. What this means is that you're connecting to a computer that's not yours, okay? This is a public institution's computer. Anything you do on this is like, you know, public record, almost, basically. I'm not a lawyer, but just remember that when you go to do projects on this computer. So then it will ask you to log in. Let me go ahead and do this. We'll ignore the VMware update for right now because I'll just have to do that later because the way the windows are working, it's not conducive. So I'm going to put my NetID in. It's going to ask me if I want to do a push. I'm going to do a push. So I just push 1. It's kind of confusing right there. It went to my phone. I'm hitting approve. Okay, and it's logged me in. Now, that's because mine already has the server set up because I did this earlier. So let's step back for a second, right? So if we go back over here, when you're doing this for the first time, you'll see we did that. It's actually going to ask you for the new server here, and this little prompt's going to come up. And all you're going to do is you're going to take this URL right here, okay? You can either highlight it or you can say copy link address, and you'll paste it into that, and you'll hit connect, and then that's what's going to connect you to it. It's good. Then it's going to go back to what I just did, putting the NetID in, the password, etc., doing the duo prompt. And then it says the client will load desktops and applications available. It says virtual online, virtual open access lab. Now, the kind of misleading thing on this tutorial is that we're not using that feature. We're going to use the Creative Cloud feature. Okay, so it says Adobe Suite, you see here. So we're going to click on Adobe Suite. And it's going to log in like it's logging into a Windows computer because that's what it is. It's running a Windows instance. So even though I'm on my Mac, when I'm using this app, when I'm using Adobe Suite, it's going to be on the Windows computer that's in this window. I know it's a little abstract for some. For others, it's like, oh yeah, totally virtual, you know, VPN in, boom. But, you know, it's just kind of new for some people. So then you'll see it says like Adobe Creative Cloud. We can open this up. And what threw me off the first time is it says sign in. And I was like, well, I don't know. What do I sign in with? Well, you use your NetID. It's not explicit, but that's what you're going to do. So I'm going to put my NetID in, jtlopez123 at tamu.edu, right? And I'll hit connect. And this is where it gets interesting, because what it will do is it's actually going to swap you over to an A&M server. You'll log in using your NetID. You're going to send a push again. It's kind of redundant. And then it will log you in. It actually works. This took me a couple of days to figure out, going back and forth with IT. I was like, what credentials? And they were like, no, you just keep putting it in there. Okay. Updates available. Okay. So while it's updating the cloud, I'm going to show you all, because you can launch applications from here, but you can also launch them directly from Explorer. Gosh dang it. Do you want to allow this app to make changes? No. Okay, cancel. Cool. All right. No. I don't want to update. Gosh dang it. Okay, we're going to nix this. I'm not going to use this feature because it's driving me nuts. Okay. I thought it would be easy to open that up, but of course there's some idiosyncrasy with the updating, which is why a lot of people get upset with Premiere in general, or not Premiere, with Adobe. A lot of times you have little errors like that. So what I do is, I'm old school. I go over here to the C drive. I go to program files, and I'll go over to Adobe, and then it has all of them listed here, and I can choose. Some of y'all might just be like going over to the search and be like, no, I want to use Photoshop, right? So I'll type in Photoshop. It'll show it right here. Boom. Let me go to that. And you'll just double click on it. It'll start opening it. Now, I believe since I signed into the Creative Cloud app there, it should just log me in. Yeah, it does. Now, if you were to do it directly, it'll ask you to log in, but you'll use the same credentials, your NetID. And again, to me, that was the most confusing part. So then once you're open, you can come in here and work on your projects. Now, a couple of things to note. One, you are doing this in a computer lab, virtually online. So again, like your work, you should pay attention to that. There's a lag depending on how good your internet connection is. This may be slow. The windows may shift kind of like this when you move around. And then for video editing, it's not ideal at all, in my opinion. You don't want to do video editing remotely, but hey, if you're in this, pinch and that's what you have to do, you're going to cringe through it. But I mean, technically you could try and do it. But I really recommend like Photoshop. All of the graphics and image oriented programs will work all right. The audio editing, probably not that great. Again, anything that's going to play something in real time is going to have that buffer between the computer that you're on, the internet connection, and the computer that you're connecting to. Things that would run like really great, that would have a problem, would probably be like this media encoder. The other thing to remember is that when you send files, like when you're taking files and moving them from the computer over there to the computer over here, that's using your internet connection. So upload and download speeds are going to make a big difference. So if you've shot video, for example, and you wanted to put it onto this computer virtually, the other computer that's there that we're logged into, it's going to take a long time to upload it over. So think about that. If you have files and the way you connect, you'll see that it has all these like virtual drives that is hooked up to my computer here on my Mac. So I can connect. It says, look, I would like to access. So this is my Mac computer over here telling me, hey, VMware, this software that we're using here, wants to connect to this drive. Are you okay with that? I hit okay. VMware would like to access files in your document folder. I'm going to hit okay. So I'm not worried about it. But like, these are things to think about. That's why it's asking me this. So then I can come over here and I can look at like pictures, for example. And if I come over here and, okay. If I come over here and I click on pictures, you'll see it's the same thing right here and right here. Okay, so when I'm on this PC, it can see some files, so I can move files in between. Like I said, it's just going to take some time to move them, unless you have like a super fast connection. So, you know, that's the basics of getting in and out of this. When you're done with your client, you literally just quit VMware. You can quit it right here. You can quit it right here. Now, the other thing I've noticed, and I could be wrong, maybe somebody can tell me, maybe it will save you can save your instance maybe. But so far, every time I log in and out, it really does restart the whole instance over again. So you have to re-credential, redo all your pushes, and it doesn't like save what you have up. You know, you got to open it all back up. So that's something to think about. As I get more experience with this, I'll let y'all know. But that's where I'm at so far. I hope this was helpful, and I'll be sending it out to all my classes and colleagues. And yeah, I hope y'all have a great day.